biggest new feature of ChromaMagic 4, which is the camera mode. And I'm holding this up on my iPad. It's not actually meant for you to be showing your face. But now you can use the camera directly inside ChromaMagic. So I'll put this down because I'm just being silly. I'm actually going to show it to you on my iPhone. I'm going to switch over to another screen. And it's got the iPhone already up there. There we go. So on the right you can see direct screenshot of my phone. Here's the actual phone. Then if I move it around, you can see it updating on the right as well. Now this was originally made because of one of Paul Foxton's streams where he checks the values of highly saturated colours. Saturated colours are really hard to judge the values of by eye, and I can't really do it by eye. I generally do it by remembering. But he does a hack where he gets the camera out, he puts it into black and white and holds it over the swatch and checks the value. Now you can do all of that from completely within ChromaMagic, and in ChromaMagic 4 there's this new camera icon at the top. So I press that, wait a couple of seconds, there we go, and now you can see the camera is on. Move it around if you want, and this is color mode, and so it will register the months or values that it's seeing, and you can use this for quick checks. But do remember that cameras change, that cameras do not see like our eyes see, so the value, especially that it's recording, is going to be dependent on the exposure and what kind of magic shenanigans the camera is actually doing on the phone. But it's a good check, especially if you're outside working plein air. You can just quickly check the hue and chroma and get a guide to the value of what's going on there. Kind of cool, yes. One thing, the crosshairs are fixed on this version, so you have to move the camera around. I thought moving the crosshairs and the camera itself might be confusing, but let me know. I will be using it myself, so let me know how you get on with that. And also there's no zoom at the moment on this, and I think I will put the zoom in, but have a go on it and see how you feel. Okay, so that's the color mode. That's kind of nice. And I do use it outside when I'm plein air painting. But the camera hack, let's have a look at this. Let's get a bright color out. Let's do this sort of orangey yellow here. Now the value of this, I kind of know what this is because I remember that orangey yellow is around sort of 8 or 9 value, but it's hard to tell, and I can't just put it over there and get the right value. See, that says it's a 7. It's definitely not 7 because the camera exposure is changing. But what I can do is I can use my trusty Paul Centaure value scale, another thing I got from Paul Foxton. And you can get these from eBay. I will put a link in the description. And this is a great value scale. It's a Munsell value scale, but you can forget about the Munsell thing if that's not your thing. And it goes from 1 to 9. 10 is complete white, and it's also got half steps, which is nice. I always like to. Sometimes something will be half a step off, and you can tell with this scale, right? So what we need to do to find the value of our chip, we have our scale here. We can't trust the camera's exposure, but the relative value will be the same. So if I move into value mode, press the value button, now, see that yellow and what value it looks like in, actually bring it back, so that's the color. It looks light, and then I can have my value scale next to it and check what the value actually is. I'm going to bring it right down. I reckon my value scale is very, very grubby. Actually, I'm going to get another one. That's a bit better. Oh yes. I have a stash just in case I lose one. Oh, that's much better, isn't it? And now this looks like it's around, it's not an 8.5, slightly less than 8.5, around about an 8, maybe just above an 8. It just makes it so much easier to judge the value. Just switch it back to colour. You see, can you see that's a, I think I'm squinting almost so my eyes are shut. Yes, maybe I can see that's an 8.5 up there. Okay, so let's try another. Let's try this nice turquoise green, blue-green here. Now I'm going to guess that's going to be a lot darker. I'm squinting at it. Let's bring it over a much darker. That's down 5, maybe a 5.5. It's not 6. It won't be halfway a 5. It's about a 5, and it says it is. It should be a 5, I presume. It says it's a 6. It says it's a 6. Is that a 6? I think it's more likely just above a 5.5. But that's pretty close. That's pretty close. I would be pretty happy with that, I think. Okay. And now let's try this red. Now there, I know bright reds because I remember it about a value 5. So let's see if it is. Yeah, it's about a value 5. It's definitely more than a 4.5. It's about a value 5, and I'm hoping this will be a value 5 in the back. It is, yes, it is. And if I squint at it, yeah, I can kind of, squinting at it takes the colour out, and I can just about see that is about a 5. It's a good thing to remember, bright red's often a mid-value. Okay, now let's do then my tape measure. Again, it's a bright orangey red. It's probably going to be value 5, maybe a little more. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just, my value scale is shiny, so it's a bit annoying. 5.5, that is. It's not a 6. 6 is definitely lighter. Value 5, 5.5. There we go. So that is the camera hack with ChromaMagic. But there's more. There's more. Another thing I've done with this is we can reduce the number of steps, and I'm just going to bring this over to show you the back of the studio, and I can move the slider down. It will reduce the number of value steps, so you can simplify the view in front of you on the fly, which is really quite nice. And again, you can flick between the modes as well if you want to, which is nice. Very cool. I've been using this outside doing plein air work just to check what the big shapes are in a scene. I wouldn't use it, to work from directly, but it's a good check to see how your composition's shaping up. And finally, the white button at the bottom, you can take a snapshot of what is on the screen. So if I press the white button, it'll save a snapshot to your photo library. This is actually a snapshot, and it's lower resolution than your camera actually is. So if you actually want a high resolution photo, go back into the main screen and take a photo. So there we are. That's the camera mode in ChromaMagic. Let me know how you feel about it, if you've tried it, and if you find it useful. I would very much like to hear from you. I'll be working on improving this, I think. If I find it useful or I want extra features, they'll probably go in. So there we go. Thank you for watching. That's ChromaMagic 4.